It's another episode of Short and Sweet. Today, guys, we're playing Bloodborne, and this is just my own personal review, meaning that it's just my thoughts, my reactions, and just like a couple things about the game that I want to talk about. So, this is totally subjective. Don't, read too much into it. It's just a game review. I know a lot of people either really like this game, I feel like, or you're really going to hate it because of how challenging. Not going to say difficult, I'm just going to say how challenging it can be. So the first thing about Bloodborne I want to talk about are the environments in the game. You're going to be all over the place, from a cathedral to a hunter's dream, where there's a bunch of different graves that you can basically go to and warp to different lamps that you find throughout the world, and going through Yharnam, so to speak. I got the feeling playing this game that it's almost as if Yharnam itself, all the stone and just dark gothic architecture, it's kind of almost like an enemy in itself, like trying to keep you down because there's no sunlight and it's just very dark and depressing, and I loved every minute of it. So that is definitely a compliment to the game. Now, of course, the combat in this game is the other big element that just is so much different than Dark Souls, is that you're very mobile, you're very quick, you can dodge, you can get quick attacks in, and not to mention that, but you have a variety of dual purpose trick weapons that you can just obliterate your enemies, but they can also kick your ass as well. And the third thing I'm going to mention are the boss fights, because every Dark Souls game always has amazing boss fights that are incredibly challenging, and in a sense that you really have to think about what you're going to do. You just can't run into a fight thinking, okay, I'm going to just run in, attack, just get out. No, you do that, this game will turn you into its bitch. It's happened to me many times. And even on my new game plus, I played through this game twice now, I still have a hard time getting through some of these boss fights just because of how challenging. And not only that, but when you play through the game again, their attack patterns change. So it's a totally different fight the second time, so to speak, you go through it. Definitely a lot of design work went into the creatures and the bosses themselves in this game, because everything is either really grotesque or actually pretty frightening. I mean, just a lot of work went into it. I don't think I ever had an encounter where I was fighting a boss and I felt like it was the same boss, so to speak. Every encounter is very fresh, and that's what I loved about this game. And honestly, even going through it a second time, every fight was still super tense. I mean, when it comes down to it, this game is, in scope, it's very large. People complain about the loading screens, but when you think about it, there are no loading screens in this game. You can run anywhere, and it's just, the game is incredibly well made. The replay value is unbelievable, and it's been a long time since I've honestly been so addicted to a game like this. Just very well done, and a game that you should have in your PS4 inventory if you don't already.
Dear, oh dear.
So, Bloodborne gets a 9.5 out of 10 for the dark, immersive environments, the visceral combat, and of course, the freaking superb boss fights.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt.